So, this episode
number 2, TheEndWill.com. It's starting to evolve into something bigger and better each time. This is only episode 2.
I think that we should start off talking about the big thing that they're talking about right now in the news everywhere. You know, President Trump, he went over to Russia. He meeting with Putin.
Face-to-face meeting, President Trump, Vladimir Putin. And it was President Trump who did not ignore the elephant in the room, Russian meddling in the U.S. election. They would shake hands several times, the president telling him it is an honor. Putin responding in kind, but Putin's response to the president when he brought up Russian meddling was far different. And all of it played out as protests filled the streets, the violence spreading. About 200 officers hurt, fires set, and the images coming in at this hour. But first, Vladimir Putin saying he did not hack the U.S. election, and President Trump appearing ready now to move on.
Yeah. I feel like I think he's just shoring up his base. I feel like he's going back to the scene of the crime. I just watched it today, and it's just like, it's crazy. Because this man clearly influenced the election. Clearly, Russia had something to do with influencing the election.
Yeah.
And clearly, he was up to nefarious intentions with whatever he was doing. And got Donald Trump elected, not only because of Russia, but because of, I mean, I just have to be honest, white American ignorance. And now he goes and shakes and says he's honored to meet Putin. And that's crazy to me, because imagine Barack Obama going over there to shake Gaddafi's hand, or saying he's honored to meet bin Laden, or he's honored to meet some crazy, like, like,
I mean, it's still almost not the same thing, bro. I think, you want to know the craziest thing? I heard, I listened to a lot of Amos Wilson, and he was talking about way back in their times.
Someone proposed that the meeting between Reagan and Gorbachev would involve a discussion of terrorism. And I found that so amusing. In fact, I find the newspapers and the TV, particularly the news, very, very amusing. And they're real jokes to watch. And in a way, you're looking at these guys, and they're going to talk about terrorism. And yet, here are the world's 2 greatest terrorists sitting in conference. 2 people in the world who have the world wondering, when is the end going to come? When is one of them going to go off and drop a bomb that is going to destroy the life of man and perhaps life on earth, period? The very fact that they are seen as powerful people, the very fact that the world sat in intense attention when they met, is symbolic of the fact that they are holding the world in a state of terror. And that we are frightened that they may, for some reason or other, let loose the great power that they have under their hands. And yet they have nerve enough to talk about terrorism as if it belongs to another people.
But that's the ultimate sign of terrorism, though. The fact that everybody waiting to see what happens when they meet with one another. That's even more of a terror, because you know that they got all these nuclear weapons behind them than just the ISIS driving a car into some people. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the 2 biggest terrorists.
Either way, I can't rock with it. Only thing I'm saying is this. It's just crazy to me how the table always gets shifted when it comes to white America. And it's crazy to me that we as a people can't get our heads wrapped around doing what we need to do to make sure that we're straight. Everybody else in the world is making sure that, at the end of the day, everybody else in the world is making sure that their people are straight.
Yeah.
I don't care what you think Donald Trump represents? He represents white America. He's doing everything in his power to make sure that white America is straight. He don't give a damn about us. And no, and the thing about it is,
I don't mean to cut off your point, but do you think that makes racism a logical thing, though?
Racism in the fact that people look at racism in two different chasms, though. They look at racism as discrimination, and racism as I'm gonna do whatever's best for my people. So we have to start being a little racist. That's the point with black folk. We have to start being racist because we always are looking out. I don't care whether it be sports, music. At the end of the day, we are the trendsetters. We set the motion. We set motion into things that go on in this world.
Yeah.
We're the ones that.
But we don't own nothing.
But we don't own none of it.
Yeah.
And like I said, the people don't understand the economic power that we have. If we had really real activists that were not scared. See, this is the problem with us not supporting each other. LeBron, Dak on the Cowboys, I don't care what it is, who it is, Carmelo, Chris Paul, all them. If they knew that right now they could say, listen, police killing black men getting over sentenced in courts, black men are not being denied jobs, being discriminated on. We're not playing another game until situations change in America. That's how we're gonna do it. That's the economic power we hold. But you know why they can't do that? Because at the end of the day, them boys still have family to feed.
Yeah.
But they know they don't have the full support of the black community to say, well, if LeBron and D Wade and Derrick Rose.
I mean, at that point, you really wouldn't have a choice, though. I wouldn't want to watch no NBA season.
But what I'm saying is this:
LeBron James.
If they came to say they came to a high school gym and charged $30 a ticket, just to compensate
but
something.
That mean they would be owning their own thing, kind of like the thing that Ice Cube doing now.
Right.
All right, what can people expect from the Big Three? What do you think about the competition?
Strong, hard-nosed basketball. It's hard to play a bad 3-on-3 basketball game, so it's going to be fun.
Dog pound basketball, that's that.
That's it, all you do is bark. Porch puppy.
What's that score say?
Porch puppy.
I'm here with the Big Three, man, and we changing the game.
We're gonna bring some excitement to these fans. Big Three, y'all ain't ready.
Just what the doctor ordered, man. Coach Gary Payton, man. Three-headed monster.
Three-headed.
But it's just the point that to support them to the extent that we're showing them that if you got our back, we got your back.
I'm sure that even if LeBron and all of those dudes set out and decided that LeBron is involved in producing TV shows and owning Pizza Huts and not Pizza Huts, but pizza restaurants. So if he got clout like that and he's spending money and he investing in stuff like that, I mean, missing a little bit of NBA money, people were still going to see LeBron-based things.
We have to stop being afraid to piss these people off. That's the only way change is going to be about. We can't keep going with the status quo. And don't get me wrong, this show is not about just being militant and being just going against the grain for the sake of going against the grain. This is about finding real solutions to our problems and issues as people. Yeah. The things that we have to take care of internally as a people and the things that we have to take care of externally. But one thing we do have to understand is that the economic power we hold. Yeah. See, this show is not about having the exact numbers and it's not a news show. You feel me? You know how we're not gonna have papers in front of it. A lot of it we do research on, and a lot of it we think about ahead of time. So we're not gonna give y'all any stats, but a lot of it is just our feelings. And I feel like bad news feels like we wield a huge amount of economic
Listen,
power.
bro, but stats are messed up too, though.
They are.
Because even the numbers can be skewed. People can say that men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie, but numbers could definitely lie, bro.
Numbers, if you want
if the intention behind the numbers are bad, yeah, you can say that so many black people get arrested, but who doing the arresting? What person is behind making that judgment call, like, yeah, I'm gonna arrest this person, then, you know, that number is a skewed number now because they're not even viewing other people the same way. They taking a special look at you now. That's a skewed number now. So even numbers could lie.
But it also goes back to just like the like, remember back in the day, the welfare queens and food stamps and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Those numbers, it's just a disproportionate representation of us as a people, because truth be told, we all know. We've heard it all the years, and when you start doing the research, it's more white people that get public assistance than black people. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, we're still a minority.
Yeah.
When people always say minority.
Well, I mean, it's just, you gotta look at the context of a word too, because when they say public assistance, if you get a tax break, that's public assistance.
It is.
So the fact that I own a house don't mean I'm not getting public assistance, because I get a tax break. I get a tax break that somebody that's
working is paying for.
Yeah,
yeah, it's coming out of their check. So
it's the same thing. So I mean, dog, we have to just kind of come up with a system. It still do go back to, like, it's racism, like a logical thing. Like, I don't base somebody saying that, you know, they gonna stick up for their people a certain kind of way. It does boil down to like a logical thing. We have to just kind of figure out a way that we can kind of overcome that, get somebody else's system and build a system where we don't have to worry about that situation coming up again.
But once again, we talked about this last week, but if you listen to Jay album, on that song, he said we can build a society inside of society.
Yeah, it can even be done that way too, but even still, bro, it still becomes the one thing that kind of sit uneasy with me with Jay-Z is I read that Jay-Z is a 5%er, bro. You know what that is?
I've heard of 5%er.
And that means he's an aware person, and this wasn't a recent thing, this was like a long time ago.
Same way you wearing the 5% as a universal flag, are you affiliated with us? I mean, you showing us respect. You have it on. I wouldn't be on the front, on the bench, on the front row at the basketball court side at the basketball game, but he took it there. Now that it's there, why people zooming in on the flag? Just because Jay-Z wearing it? We've been wearing the flag for years. We had some made in medallions for years. Is it really about Jay-Z? Is it really about the 5%ers? Because the 5%ers are not wicked people. We're righteous. Our Father taught us to be not anti-white nor pro-black. Taught us to be anti-devilishment and pro-righteousness. It's a big difference in the twists and turns of people using words.
So he knows, and he's known for a long time. Look at the stuff that Dame Dash knows. The stuff that Dame Dash was saying on The Breakfast Club was some real stuff, bro.
I'm not a mogul, I'm a tycoon, I sell oil. Don't disrespect me and say I do everything everybody else does, and I put up my own money. All these so-called moguls y'all talking about, you name one of them that put their own dough up. A boss, you're only the boss if you put up your own money. If you don't put up your own money, I don't care how much somebody gives you, you're nothing but a supervisor. It's not yours. So how much money can you get paid to not, there's no money in this world for someone to pay me so they could call me, so I could call them a boss. That's like calling somebody daddy. How can a man call another man, yo, that's my boss? We don't do that.
I mean, everybody at some point has to have a boss, right?
No, not in Harlem.
He might have been saying it in an arrogant way, but it was definitely some real stuff, and I can believe that that's what was going on with their situation.
You think it was an independent verse?
Yeah, and I can't say that Jay-Z did it the wrong way, because now he got title, he got all his own thing. You see what I'm saying? That might just been a disagreement. Like me saying that I don't want to deal with no outside people, and you saying that, look, bro, we have to network.
But see, I see it's more, that is more just shooting the messenger. And I think they say don't shoot the messenger, but I think Dame Dash's approach to people, it's good to be confident, but you still, I think there was a lack of respect in his approach to people. And I think that's what that's what turned people off to him. And I think in a business sense, even with if Jay-Z want to stay independent or not,
but look at the things that people say you face in that industry.
Some of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own detriment. When people are against the Illuminati, then they get punched in the face all the time. The press hates them, and nobody likes them. End quote.
I mean, we all love Dave Chappelle.
Exactly. Dave Chappelle has never been a part of the Illuminati. They don't want him or me or people like us. Yeah. But now it's not necessary for us to stir up that hornet's nest unless we intend to get stung 1,000,000 times. I didn't understand that. They had to sting me 1,000,000 times. Right. I'm still not going to join, but I respect it a little more.
That you got to sell your soul to be in that industry. So why wouldn't you have to approach that industry from a standpoint of just being...
But I don't buy into that, though. I'm going to tell you why. My biggest problem with all the talk of, you know, we're not going to go into all that secret society and stuff, but what I'm saying is this. To me, it's still another way to discredit a black man's success. Because now they're telling us, they're telling us that the only way a black man can be successful if he's, just like if he sells his soul, just like with comedy. Now they say all the black comedians gotta, at some point in their career, dress up like a woman to make it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a conspiracy theorist to a degree. Like when I connect dots that maybe shouldn't be connected, I don't know. But certain dots, like when I see that they put every black man in the movies in a dress at some point in their career, I'll be connecting them down like, wow, all these brothers gotta wear a dress. That's happened to me. I'm doing a movie with Martin.
Yeah.
The movie's going good. So I walk in a trailer. I'm like, man, this must be the wrong trailer because there's a dress in here. They come in. The writer comes in. I think he's the writer. He's like, Dave, listen, we got this hilarious scene where Martin's sneaking out of jail. So he disguises you as a prostitute. And he put this dress on. And, what? A prostitute? No, I'm not doing that. I don't feel comfortable with that. That should have been in the discussion. What? You don't feel comfortable with it? I mean, it's a hilarious bit. All the greats have done it. So, well, if all the greats have done it, it's kind of hacky, right? You're right. So why don't we just not do it? Because I don't feel comfortable wearing a dress. Oh, come on, Dave, listen, we got it all set up. We're supposed to shoot. Every minute you waste costs this much money. You know, the pressure comes in. He said, I'm not wearing no dress, man. I'm funnier than a dress. Just give me something funny to say. I don't need to wear no dress to be funny. What am I, Milton Berle? You know, we're going like this. And then finally he's like, and he leaves. And then, like, the director comes, Dave, it really would be great if you wear the dress. What is wrong? What is this, Brokeback Mountain in here? So then, wear the dress. I don't want to wear the dress. I want to wear this dress. You know what I mean? This is, oh, gosh, this guy's so difficult. They leave. Now the producers comes, come on, David, would be so great. I mean, and then I started thinking about it. All the comics that I've seen, man, you know, strong brothers, why they be putting us in these dresses? But the minute it was clear, I was adamant, I'm not wearing a dress. I'm not wearing the dress. All right, fine. Think of something else. Guy comes back 10 minutes later, the whole new scene. Damn, how did you write the scene so fast? You know, it's like, so you gotta take a stand.
It's always something that you see Metallica, Ozzy Osbourne, all these other people, these singers, they're rich and famous, and you never hear them, oh, well, did you know Ozzy did this, and this to get famous? Or did you hear that, oh, you know, Burt Reynolds did this, or this, such. They're just famous for the sake of being famous.
But you do know that, like, those people would just control that whole industry. So why wouldn't it be, if we know that racism exists in the world, why wouldn't it be, yeah, you have to do this extra thing to make it with us?
I just don't. I mean, they control to a certain extent, but I still feel like I said, like with sports, when we talked about sports earlier, how do you control LeBron? How do you economically control him? Honestly,
making him only be able to be successful by playing in the NBA. He couldn't go overseas and be LeBron James.
But so how many boys went over to overseas and made money? Stephon Marbury did it. He went to China and made money.
Yeah, but he wasn't a LeBron James or Michael Jordan or Allen Iverson or just a regular household name that we got to see.
Stephon at one point he was though.
Yeah, when he was playing in the NBA.
But I think at the end of the day it doesn't matter because he's still comfortable.
They control the image.